Are you relaxed or a bit nervous? Should I help you to be a bit relaxed and comfortable?
Yes, Chief Justice.
Yes.
Thank you.
What is the highest degree you have?
I have BProc, Chief Justice.
BProc.
Yes.
And you did articles of clerkship. Was it with the Legal Resources Center or elsewhere?
No, with a firm of attorneys.
With a firm of attorneys.
Yes.
Did you have your own practice subsequently, or were you working for other firms of attorneys?
I work for the same firm of attorneys where I articled,
Yeah.
and then I opened my own.
Then you started
practice.
your own?
Practice.
For how long were you practicing on your own? Or did you practice on your
First,
own?
I was in partnership with
Yes.
another gentleman. And then since year 2000, I have been practicing for my own account.
Up until now?
That's correct. Chief.
Yes. And for how long, all in all, did you act as a judge of the higher court? Just estimate, nobody will hold it to you, more or less. How many months in all?
I would say it's almost a year.
It's almost a year.
Yes.
Okay. And are you confident that your act instinct has prepared you fairly well for a permanent appointment?
Yes. Justice.
Did you get support from colleagues who had been there on a permanent basis?
Yes, I have been getting support from
Yes.
my colleagues.
What about judgment writing? Is it still a challenge, or have you overcome the most difficult areas of judgment writing? Are you settled now? Are you comfortable with writing your judgments?
I am comfortable, although I am not very fast, but I do produce judgment
Yes.
within a reasonable time.
And how reasonable is your reasonable time?
It's about 6 weeks
6 weeks.
now. Yes. But others I have produced after a week. But
Okay.
the longest has been about 6 weeks. Or
That's the longest.
Or 2 months, yes.
And do you have some reserved judgments now?
Yes, I have 3.
For how long have they been reserved?
For 2 months.
2 months.
That's good. The longest is 2 months. The other one is about 6 weeks. But the ones for 2 months will be handed down tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have any suggestions on what could be done to to create a pool of women out of which appointments could be made to the High Court and equivalent specialist courts? You know the complaint about gender transformation and the suspicion that those of us already in the judiciary don't really want women to be appointed to the judiciary. We are insensitive to gender transformation. There is that perception in some quarters. How could you help the transformation process? What suggestions do you have for us?
My suggestion is that more work should be given to women so that they can sustain their practices, because they leave practices to go for private firms, private industry. And as a result, there are no women who are in practice, or there are few who are in practice. So if more work is given to them, then they will sustain their practices and continue to be in the profession, so that a pool is created of women who would ascend to the bench.
Has the situation in terms of instructions giving, briefing patterns as far as women are concerned changed somewhat, or do we still have a long way to go before they are given work as regularly as our men?
Chief Justice, we are not given work at all, not regularly, not at all. In the Eastern Cape, we do not have any work.
Attorneys and advocates
Attorneys.
alike?
No, well, attorneys.
Yes.
Because I have approached the state attorney as an individual and also as an organization of women, Saula, and we were told that attorneys, the state attorneys will do the work themselves. So we as attorneys are not going to get the state work.
What about the state subsidized institutions? Are they helping your Transnet, SABC, ESCOM?
No, not in the Eastern Cape. Maybe it's because their head offices are not there. And when they give work in where their head offices are. And then they just instruct correspondence in the Eastern Cape.
Yes. The private sector?
Well, there are a few in the Eastern Cape, like the banks, not necessarily the banks, the state parastatals, they do sometimes give work.
Not banks and big companies.
Not big.
Because I remember initially, at least for that collection, they would use almost everybody, but not for serious cases.
Yeah, it's for collection matters mostly.
Okay.
Yes,
Are you relaxed now?
yes, I'm better now.
JP?
Thank you, CG. I just want to confirm, your application is for both Mthatha and Port Elizabeth
Yes, JP,
for this one.
that's correct.
Now, I do see that, why do I think you have been acting for more than this period, which you have indicated on the form?
JP, sometimes I would act for half a term, not necessarily the whole term. So I don't think it makes more than 2 years or so.
What page is that? I thought it was much longer. Anyway, you have been here before.
That's correct, JP.
How many times?
One, JP.
Oh, you've been here once. How long ago was that?
It was in April 2013, JP.
Oh. I do see when I'm looking at your form that, which is page 3, that you have been occupying all those high positions, at least with Cape Law Society, which is a powerful body, and NADEL, which is also a powerful body,
Yes.
and to a point of being vice president or president, and South African Women's Lawyers Association also president, and NADEL. Yeah,
Yes, JP.
Is that
Because
not-
of my passion.
it's your passion.
Yes, of access to the profession,
Oh.
access to justice.
Now, I'm trying to find out, when you say you have been acting for what I would consider a short time, whether it was not because of these commitments you had with these big organizations, that perhaps one would feel that if you are a president of the Cape Law Society, vice president, acting president at some stages from 2011 or end 2014.
No, JP.
What was the
I-
reason?
I would, if I'm asked to go and act as a judge, I would then go and leave those duties or stop going to council. And
Another reason of-
I was just an acting president of the Law Society. It was not a permanent. I was not permanent as the president of the Law Societies. It was only from October to January of certain years, from the AGM until the following year. So
At least for the Eastern Cape, you don't think it's also a reason that your husband has been also acting in the same division?
Yes.
That perhaps people
yes,
thought it was not good enough to have both of you at the same time.
that also had an impact because we could not have acted at the same time. It just felt awkward that we act at the same time.
I see. Then I see, other than those three organizations I've mentioned, that you have also been involved, if I'm looking at what page is this? Membership of professional organizations. It's paragraph 4. When you go down there, it's member of the Rules Board, National Executive Member and Gender Coordinator, Council Member of the East London Tanzania Attorneys Association, which is involving, I suppose, community, Council Member of the Cape Law Society, Committee Member of the Standing Committee for Legal Education of the Law
That's
Society
correct.
of South Africa,
Yes.
Border Branch, all down. Even the next page, up to acting president of the Cape Law Society. So it does take a little bit of time to do these things, not so?
That's correct.
And it means some kind of integrity as recognized by people for you to appoint you to these positions.
I would think so. Yes.
And
Jake.
of course, it will still give you time if you acting as a judge, fully appointed now.
Pardon? Sorry.
I'm saying, even as a judge, this won't compromise your work, that you have got these other commitments.
No, I will have to leave those committees now. Yes. In fact, I'm no longer a council member of the Law Society. I'm just
I
a
know
member.
my brother next door is. Thank you very much, CJ.
MEC?
Thank you again, CJ. A very good afternoon, Advocate Ndzondo. The first one-
Afternoon.
Yes, okay. The first one is that I note that you're residing in East London and you're applying for a position at Umtata or PE. How do you hope to manage? Would it be traveling or relocation if things go well for you? That's the first one. The second one, CJ, revolves around the fact that, Advocate, you acted as a magistrate at some stage, and upon being asked your experience, you said I think it's 8.15, was that the court roll is always congested. I just want to check, what do you think needs to be done to deal with such problems? Because I don't think it's a healthy situation for the court roll to be always congested. And you're talking present, not saying was, but the court roll is always congested. What needs to be done to overcome that? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, MEC. First of all, I must say I am not an advocate, I'm an attorney. And I have no problem in relocating to Mthatha. I was born in although I was not born in Ngamakwe, I am from Ngamakwe, and I schooled at Mthatha. I know Mthatha, I've been there I did my high school in Mthatha. I have no problem in relocating in Mthatha. Acting as a magistrate in East London, where I've acted, it's true that the role is always congested. And what I think needs to be done is to open another court there, because that one was established long ago before other areas. There are areas or human settlements which have cropped up in East London, like Scenery Park and other areas like Dice in the western side of East London, and in the eastern side of East London, like in Beacon Bay and Gonupi. The court is always full. If another court would be opened, I think it would be better.
Commissioner Mutimela?
Thank you, Chief Justice. Ma'am, may I kindly direct your attention to, in the questionnaire you attached a certificate of good standing from the Cape Law Society, dated the 12th of February 2016. Have you found the document?
Not yet, sir. Page, sorry, Commission. Page,
The pack is not paginated, but is the document, you have the application and then you have the fidelity certificate, fidelity fund certificate, and then the document certificate of good standing. Can you?
this one. That's correct.
You found the document.
Yes.
Thanks. Please assist me. The first paragraph says, who was admitted as an attorney of the High Court of South Africa, in brackets, Eastern Cape Local Division, Bishop, on the 19th of October 1984. You see that?
That's correct.
Immediately thereafter, it says you were also admitted as an attorney of the High Court of South Africa, Eastern Cape Division, Grahamstown, 29 March 1990, 6 years later.
That's correct.
Just explain, why would you be admitted in a local division and subsequently 6 years later admitted in the same division but at the seat of the provincial division?
This was the time the bishop was not part of Grahamstown then. It was an independent, Ciskei was an independent state.
No, but
And
that's
we had the problem that the Ciskeians could not be admitted in South Africa.
no, but that's exactly my problem. Let's go back to the wording. It says the High Court of South Africa.
That's how it was termed
But
then.
yet it was the High Court of Ciskei. An independent Ciskei.
Oh, no, it's
Just look
Oh,
at what
oh,
bothers
you-
me.
all right. It
Can
was-
I just
no.
intervene? It's now called this way. I think she was using the current terminology.
The person at the law society.
Yes,
The
but
person
back
at the
then,
Lesotho
if you are admitted in a homeland, you also had to apply
Yeah.
to what was known as South Africa for admission, and this is what it is about. That's why it's 84 and 90. Your admission in a homeland didn't qualify you as an attorney or an advocate in Greater South Africa and vice versa.
Let me just follow up
But
what the
the-
CJ says. When did Ciskei become independent?
1981, 4th of December.
Okay, that could be.
Yes.
Well, it looks like you are excused, ma'am. Oh, any hand? Very well, you are excused.